Yo, how y'all feeling tonight? What's going on, people? Family, welcome. You already know we back at it. It's another one, episode 2, and I'm your host, Fatelli, aka Fatelli Blame Blocker, aka God's gift to society. Shit, man, I hope y'all feeling good. Hope y'all feeling positive. Hope y'all getting to the money. You know, it's not always about the money. I believe it was Jim Rohn who said it ranks right up there with oxygen. It makes life easier, you know? And you don't always want to make it about money, but money is one of the main keys to living the life that you want, the life that you choose to attract. So before we start, man, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. Shout out to my producer. I got a couple of them, but one in particular. Shout out to my producer, Sess. Shout out to my sponsors. And this is the #1 podcast in the world. Shout out to everybody who watched my last episode, which was the first one. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for tuning in right now. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll go ahead and light this candle. Gonna set the mood real quick. Yeah, man, I hope y'all having an amazing evening, an amazing Friday. Cause I sure am. I got up, did my daily discipline, read my book, wrote in my journal, went to the gym. So I had some comments come through earlier about having a specific topic that I want to talk about. And honestly, I'm still new to it. So I'm just gonna go with what I feel. I don't have anything prepared. I'm just gonna go off the heart. I'm just gonna let it flow. However, one thing I do want to talk about is reinvention. Reinventing yourself. And when I say reinvention, that's exactly what I mean. It's exactly how it sounds. A lot of us get stuck on thinking you gotta die the way you are. You gotta stay the same for whatever reason. Because people may look at you funny, or people may say you bitched up, or that nigga ain't the same no more. And we have that fear. Sometimes at the surface, sometimes deep down within. We have that fear of being looked at a certain way. And that's definitely not the case. Change is inevitable. If you want to break through from your certain situation or your current situation, if you want to become better than your current situation, change is inevitable. You can become whoever it is you want to become. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at Jay-Z, for example. Jay-Z has reinvented himself over and over again. Now, you still know him as Jay-Z, but he's not the same Jay-Z from Hard Knock Life. I said that to say this. You can look like the person that you want. You can be whoever it is you want to be. You can dress like the person you want to. You can have the body or the physique that you want. You can make the money that you want. This shit is about mindset. That's what it's all about. Mindset. You can reinvent who you are. At any given time, you can choose to change yourself into whoever it is you want to be. That person that you see when you look in the mirror, the person that you envision for that person in the mirror to become, you can be that. You just got to take the steps. So let me tell y'all a story. They say public speaking is like the #1 fear in the world. Standing in front of people, a room full of your peers, being judged. I don't want to let fear or anxiety take control of my life anymore. I grew up with it every single day. And a lot of people didn't know that I had it because I hid it very well. So now I'm at the stage of overcoming whatever obstacles I have to overcome to be the best person I can be. So the other day I went to Toastmasters. It's a free public speaking event. They have them all over, man. That's some free game for y'all. You know, if you want to get your public speaking up, if you want to be able to talk more, feel more confident in yourself, look up Toastmasters near you. They have them everywhere. So the other day, and this is how the universe works. This is how manifestation works. I went to Toastmasters, and it was a room full of individuals, and you can tell that some of these people have been speaking in front of crowds for a while. They did very well. I was impressed. The head Toastmaster asked who wanted to volunteer to come up and speak on a topic. I think the topic was ghosting. That's what the topic was. A random ass topic like ghosting. And I volunteered. I didn't even know what I was going to speak about. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I didn't know what I was going to say. My heart was pumping. I'm not going to hold you. But you know what? I went up there, and in my mind I said, just have confidence. Confidence. Believe that you're in the right place. Believe that you're exactly where you're supposed to be at. So I went up there and I spoke on ghosting. A random topic that I had to pull things out the sky. So I was able to talk about ghosting. And once I was done, everybody applauded me. And people were coming up to me after the event and was like, man, I can't believe this is your first time. Because I told them after I was done speaking, I was like, this is my first time ever doing this. So thank you for putting me in an uncomfortable situation. Because I know being in uncomfortable situations, that's what's going to stretch you. That's what's going to make you better. People run from the uncomfortability. And the longer and longer you run from the uncomfortability, the longer and longer that obstacle just sits there. It's not going away. You're going to have to face it head on, regardless of what it is. So after that, I walked out that building feeling more confident, more accomplished. Day before yesterday, actually, I went to another event in Atlanta, and it was like a big brother, big sister meeting. It's like a big brother, big sister meeting. And when the gentleman asked people to come up and introduce themselves, I was the first person he called on. I didn't even volunteer, he volunteered me. And instead of being like, nah, I'll let somebody else go, I got up there with confidence because I believed in myself. And I told my story. I told them who I was. I told them what I did. And it was a room full of beautiful women in there. And one thing that we don't want to do is look stupid, right? As human beings, you feel like you don't want to look stupid. So despite how I felt, I got up, I introduced myself, I told them who I was, I told them what I did. I even told them about my first business failing. So that's what I mean. 2 years ago, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't have been able to do that 2 years ago. I've reinvented myself multiple times. I said all that to say this. You're gonna have to reinvent yourself. If you want something that you ain't never had, you gotta be willing to do something you ain't never done. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. It ain't always gonna be fun. But they didn't say this shit was gonna be easy. But one thing I can guarantee, it's gonna be worth it. I hope that don't go over your head, man. Listen, if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, yo. That's the least you could do. I'm giving out free game right now. And it's only gonna be time being because nothing lasts forever. Eventually I will be getting paid off this content. So tap in with me, Tap in on my IG. Hit my IG. Follow me on TikTok. IG at KingBlocker999. TikTok at KingBlocker999. And you can also follow my music page as well on Instagram at TDD Fratelli. If you like this content, man, Stay tuned, because there's way more to come. It's way more. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. Promise you that. It's only up from here.